I kick ass for the Lord.
Yo! What's up, people? Another Tuesday, another review for the Day Movie Critics. My name is Simon. You can catch me on the channel SunWizard91, and today I'm going to round up my Peter Jackson double feature by talking about probably my favourite Peter Jackson film, which is surprising seeing that he's done so many decent films such as Lord of the Rings and Meet the Feebles. But I'm going to talk about probably the goriest film ever made in the history of man, 1992's Braindead, motherfucker, which was of course directed by Peter Jackson and stars Timothy Balme and what's her name? Diana Peñalver. I don't know, I never heard of it. This film kicks your ass until it flies out your mouth. It's so good. And I can't believe it was made in 1992 because it looks like it was made in the early 80s and the music sounds like it. But by God, this movie makes my willy warm. Okay, the plot kind of goes like this. There's this character Lionel, and he's a bit of a mummy's boy, and he meets this woman who he takes to the zoo, and his mum doesn't like this very much. And while his mum is sneaking on him and his girlfriend at the zoo, she gets bitten by this weird rat monkey, which in the beginning of the film you find out probably isn't the best thing to get bitten by. Over time she becomes getting ill, and she starts falling apart and pussing out of every hole, and it's just disgusting. Eventually she dies and comes back to life as a zombie, and a pretty fucking disgusting zombie, if I do say so myself. More and more people over the film turn into these zombies, and this character Lionel hides him in his basement, and the only way to stop him from going on rampages is by tranquilizing him by sticking a syringe up the schnoz. There's a priest zombie, there's a biker zombie, there's a nurse zombie, and the priest and the nurse zombie fuck. And they give birth to a little baby zombie who's a little asshole. And there's quite a funny scene where Lionel and the baby are in the park and Lionel's just beating the shit out of it. And throughout the film it's all disgusting, but probably the sickest part is the end, where there's a house party going on in Lionel's house from his uncle, who's trying to steal the house from him because he's not included in the will. Well, he's having this house party, and all the zombies come out of the basement and just fuck over these like guests of the house. And once they're all zombies, there's only one thing Lionel can do. Gets the fucking lawnmower on that shit! And that's pretty much it. As you can tell, I quite like this movie. I'm quite excited. This film cracks me up, man. It's so funny, so sick and disgusting. Like, all the way through it's just like, oh! I mean, look at this picture. This is a clip of the film. Oh! Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah, it's like that. There's quite a funny little quirky moment at the beginning of the film, which I'd just like to point out. The rat monkey thing was taken in the very first scene from an island called Skull Island. Coincidental? I think not! Yeah, another cleverly placed King Kong reference from Peter Jackson. I bet he never thought he'd actually end up directing the remake to it. Lucky bastard. This film, I really can't see much wrong in it. The only thing I can see that's wrong there is that some of the moments are just cheesy. That kind of adds to it because it's just the perfect and right amount of cheesy. Like, you can tell they were like trying to be cheesy. Like some of the characters, like background characters, the ones you just see for a few seconds will have reactions to things like or and that's what makes it so good. That's what makes it funny. And I don't know, this is just my opinion. Probably loads of people hate this movie, maybe just because it's so sick and revolting. But Jesus Christ, this film is me, man. This film is me incarnate. And there's this great scene where, like, the mum, who's tranquilized at the time before she comes back, she's being like embalmed, and like her eyes are sticking out of her head, and this like embalmer comes up and just goes. I gotta tell you a funny story about how I first saw this film. I first saw this film around my friend's house, my friend Sam, when I was in 7th grade. I don't know how old I was then, probably about 11, 12. And we rented out a few movies from the local video store down the road. We were all skaters at the time, so what we got is this weird documentary about the beginning of skating, which we thought was a skate film, but actually it was a documentary, and we were bored. So Sam's mum went down the road again and picked out a horror film called Braindead. And we were like, what is this? And as soon as the first scene rolled, I fell in love with this movie, and all the other guys in the room were like, oh god, this film's horrible. And I was like, yes! Yes! I love it! I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. And that's all I can really say about this movie, to be honest. You should check out one of Peter Jackson's other early works, Bad Taste. It's got an exploding sheep, Peter Jackson eating brains with a spoon, and Peter Jackson throwing up into a bowl and other people eating it. It's amazing. So yeah, this is it. This is Tuesday, motherfucker. My name is Simon. You can catch me on SimonWilson91. Please subscribe to me. Please subscribe to the Daily Movie Critics over there. Yeah. And rate down there, motherfuckers. Comment down there, and I will see you next week with another review. Not too sure what it is, but I'll get there in the end. Motherfucker!
Story goes, this great big rats come scuttling off the slave ships and raped all the little tree monkeys.